So welcome to How Bright Can We Shine launch. Yay!
Yay!
It's something that Jane and I have been working on since about sort of November last year. So it's actually wonderful to see that it's come to this point eventually. So we're very excited. We want to kick off the proceedings by asking a couple of questions. So I'll begin. What if there was a place where no matter how much time you struggle to find, you could shine your light, impact your world, and have fun doing it?
And what if that place gave you the support you needed to shine brighter than you ever thought possible?
So I'm Mandy, for those of you who don't know. I live in Africa, where I've spent the past 30 years working to make my world a better place. I'm passionate about shining out.
And hi, I'm Jane Boyd. I live in the UK. I'm co-founding host of How Bright Can We Shine? And my life has been about helping people to overcome the things that are holding them back. And I'm absolutely passionate about enabling people to shine more brightly.
And you do it so well.
Yay!
So just to let you know, we'll be taking about 30 minutes. We're going to share our vision with you over the next 30 minutes or so about the How Bright community. We're going to give you a little bit more detail about how the community operates. And hopefully you will be leaving here with some inspiration, some tools, and some ideas about where to go from here. Without further ado, we're going to have a look at our vision, and we actually refer to it as our big purpose. So this is our big purpose for How Bright Can We Shine? We are bringing together a community of 1 million women who are driven to make a positive difference in the world and who want to have fun doing it. To share our passion, ideas, talents and resources, to learn new skills, even crocheting, Chelsea, to connect and build friendships as we enable one another to implement good deed projects at all levels, both locally and internationally. To recognise, honour and support women who are involved in impacting their communities, and to be involved in, contribute and support community-based projects around the world in whatever capacity we can manage. So that by being part of something bigger than we could manage on our own, we can leave a legacy and have a greater impact in our world. So that we can shine brighter, collaborate with like-minded women from around the world, and add joy, happiness, and fulfillment into our lives, as together we make a difference. Yay! And if that's something you get excited about, then put a little comment down there and go, yes, I'm there. Give us some comments there. Yeah, May from Ireland. Yes, we like it.
So I'm just going to move on to the next slide now, because how bright can we shine work? There's kind of two sides to it. So on the one side, it's all about shining out into the world, enabling people to shine out into the world and make a difference to other people. But we all know, don't we, there are times when you're not able to shine out because there are things going on in your life that take your brain away from, or your time away from being able to make a difference in the world. And so the other side of things is about shining up, shining people up so that they are then able to shine out in the world. And so we do that with three, oh, that was good. You won't believe I've been a training development consultant for years, would you? So we do that three ways. We do it through membership, we do it through resources, and we do it through projects, shine projects. And so I'm going to talk to you about the projects first. And so the first thing to say is that what we know is that when people make a difference to other people, that makes a difference to them. It makes a bigger difference to them. So doing something for someone else, the other person feels like it's made a big difference, but the person who's doing it, it makes an even bigger difference to them. So that's one of the things we know. And we also know that women are really driven to make a difference quite often. So if you're one of those women, this community is exactly for you. And I know, Michelle, you were saying you've got some time and you want to make a difference in the world, and this is, this is exactly right for you. We don't all have lots of time, and we don't all have lots of resources, but being a member here means that you can join and set up projects with the amount of time that you've got and the resources you've got, and it allows you to shine out and make a difference in the world, or shine up and make a difference to the members within the community. But interestingly, in my experience, actually what it means is that you'll be doing both of those things. So here are some examples of some projects, and we'll have, as the community grows, we'll have lots and lots of different projects on the go, and the idea is that people can join those projects and kind of help with those projects and make a difference within those projects. And you can join as many projects as you like, and you can also set up your own projects. And we do have a very special person who's going to just quickly, is she there, Karen?
Yes, she is. I will move across.
I'd just like to introduce you to Bernie. Hi, Bernie.
Hi, Jane. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So Bernie is the person who's in charge of the project groups. Do you want to just introduce yourself, Bernie?
Yes, thank you. I'm Bernadette Foree. I'm also from Africa, friends and hopefully partners with Karen Mandy. I've always been involved in community projects, but most of them have been locally. And I really believe in this project. When Karen told me about it, I thought there's nothing better you can do than get involved in global projects. We often are tied down to our resources, as Karen has said, and now we've got a chance to make a difference globally. So that's why I'm here. So I'll be helping with projects as the site grows. I'm sure many of you will get to know me through your projects.
Yay, that's great. Thanks, Bernie. Brilliant.
Okay.
Let's have a look at some specific projects now. So this first project. This was our very first project that was set up on our site, that wasn't set up by either myself or Karen. And it's set up by Kate, and she lives in South Africa. And what Kate wanted to do was to make a difference by going into an elderly person's home. And her idea was that if I go into an elderly person's home and help them to learn how to crochet, then we can crochet some stuff together and we can have a chance to have a natter together, and that will make a positive difference to both their lives and also to her life. And what's really funny about it is that Kate doesn't know how to crochet, so I just think that that's a great project. She just thinks, I'm going to do it and I'm going to get them to teach me, or I'm going to learn somehow. And the highlighted bit on that slide there, basically when she went into this home, she said to the elderly lady, do you know how to crochet? And the elderly lady said, no, why don't you look it up on Google? But the main thing is that we've got another lady in our group who's here today. Hi, Anne, nice to see you. And Anne is a professional, she professionally crochets. And so she's joined that group and she is helping Kate to learn how to crochet. So, and Anne lives in the UK and Kate lives in Southern Africa. So it's just brilliant that we can connect those two people together and make a difference. So that's one project. So that one, I would say, was probably a shine out project more than a shine up project. But you can see how going and helping other people will help the people who are running the project as well. So the next project is, this is my project, and this is the Daniel Plan group. So I'm trying very, very hard to improve my health. I've got a various number of diagnoses, all of which will be improved if I get fitter. And so I'm using the Daniel Plan to help me do that. And one of the parts of the Daniel Plan is that you need to gather your friends around you and support each other. So this project is all about anybody who wants to get fitter and to maybe eat more healthily and to enjoy a happier lifestyle in that respect, can join this project, and then they can that will make a difference because they'll get support from within the project and we'll support each other. So that one is an international project, and that one is specifically about shining up members of our community. And then there's just one more project I'm going to hand over to Karen to explain to you. It's not the only other project we've got lots of projects, but this is one that's very close to our hearts, Karen, isn't it?
Okay, thanks, Jane. So one of the things that we're wanting to do in the community is have what we call our annual Shine project. And that will involve people coming together literally from anywhere in the world. And once a year, we will actually pick a project or decide on a project within the community, and then we will actually organize to go there and do the project. As I said, it could be in India, it could be wherever. But the first project that we're looking to work on is very close to my heart, not just emotionally, but physically, because it's actually in the country of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, which is where I live. And so we can see the little dot on the map there. We're a country of 1.1 million people, and 52% of the population is actually below the age of 20. And there's a reason for that. And I'll explain in a moment. 63% of the population are actually living below the national poverty line. Now that's the poverty line according to African dimensions. So if you were to translate that over to the US or to Britain, I think that would be quite scary. But anyway, so 63% are living below the poverty line. The official statistic, and this is why there are so many people below the age of 20, is that 26% of the population aged between 15 and 49 are living with HIV. And that's the official statistic. It's believed that it's actually quite a lot higher than that. They're just not publishing it. So what's happened is there's an old mining village about 18 kilometers from where I live. And over the last 15 years or so, they've managed to develop it, and they've turned it into an orphanage. And at the moment, they give shelter to about 350 orphans and orphaned and vulnerable children. It's amazing. They're doing an amazing job. But they're always looking for people to come and help with projects. And it could be monetary donations, but more often than not, they just simply want people to go. It could be put up a fence around a garden. It could be to paint the school. It could be taking time out and just loving on the kids. So this project is something that we're aiming towards, hopefully within the next, certainly within the next 12 months, that we'll be organizing this project, and literally you will be able to join us wherever you are in the world. If you're not able to get on an aeroplane and come to Africa, you'll be able to get into our group, you'll be able to give support, encouragement, share your skills and ideas, share the pictures that we post, and you can be involved in that project. So very excited about that. Anybody else excited there? Give me a wave if you're excited.
Hey! Yay! Yay! That's great. Okay, so that's projects, and so that's kind of mainly the shine out and shine up side of things. But I just want to talk to you about how membership works and how that will help you as well. So when you become a member of an amazing community. And just to give you clarity, our membership target is 1 million women by 2023. So, you know, this is one of the things we want to do, is to try and grow this community so that we can make a bigger impact on the world and make a more positive difference. So just imagine being part of a community like that, where all the members are really, really wanting to do good works and to make a difference. So that's what we're all about. So the things that you'll get when you're part of this group are, we give you regular content. So there'll be member interviews. So you get to meet some of the members, and there'll be a weekly challenge. So that'll keep you on your toes to help develop you in different areas. There'll be questions and polls to stimulate conversation and make connection between you and get inspiration. So the idea is that we'll have regular meetups online. Karen and I, once a week, will meet up, and you can join that and have a coffee with us and just have a chat. You can get inspiration from each other, and you can make new friends and new connections with people either nearby or at the other side of the world. It doesn't matter. That's the idea. It's a place to feel and share love and support for each other. That's the main thing. So that's what membership, and we'll talk a little bit more about membership later, but I just want to move on, pass over to Karen to talk about resources.
I get the exciting things to talk about. Not that it's all not exciting, but we have an exciting announcement to make. Stumbling over words. Yes, we do. So when we actually finish on our webinar, if you go back into our community, you will see that there is an announcement there that we are opening up our Right Now Media at Work video resource. And what that means is you will have the free benefit of downloading the app, going to it online, however you want to access the resource. But we've teamed up with them, and the resources that they have are absolutely amazing. There are over 20,000 video resources in their library. 20,000. And we've put that there specifically because we know that at times we need shining up. So in the How Bright Can We Shine community, we're all about shining up so that we can shine out. So this is our starting point to help us in shining up. So as I said, as a member, you can go in there, you can download the app, you've got access to those videos. There's topics ranging from leadership, reaching your highest potential, to marriage and mental health. They've even got videos that you can use to keep the children entertained. So whether you've got children of your own, whether you've got your grandchildren around, but you've got all these amazing resources there. They act as a coach, a counselor, a teacher, and even a babysitter. So that's very exciting. So if you go back, if you're already a member and you go into the community, you will have access to that when you next log in. And yeah, we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So when we're talking about membership, from the 1st of February, which is today, as we all know, we will be, there is a subscription button that will be coming up. So if you haven't already joined the community, the first time that you go to log into the community, you will be asked to register and to sign up as a member. We are asking for a monthly subscription of $4.99 per month. That's less than the cost of a skinny vanilla latte, Chelsea Ann. So $4.99 per month. And there's a reason for that. We're trying to keep it low. We don't want to exclude people, especially, as I said, me living in Africa. We want this to be inclusive. So we're trying to keep the cost as low as possible. So yes, so there will be a subscription, $4.99 a month. And that gives you access to all those resources that we've just been talking to. And that $4.99, ladies, because we're joining now as the founding members, will be forever. Okay, so there will be a cutoff point where we say, okay, That's it. We've had our founding members. And the cut-off fee of $4.99 will now go up because there will be more resources and everything else that's in the community. And so for us at the beginning, because we're helping to get this community going, we will never pay more than $4.99. Is that a good thing?
Yay!
We like that. We like that. Okay. And the first month is absolutely free. So when you go onto the site, you will be asked to put in your credit card details, but you will be given the first month absolutely free. That's so that you can go in there, you can take a look around, you can make sure that this is a place that you want to call home, that you like what's going on in there. So feel free, go in there, check it out for the first month. You can cancel your membership at any time during that month. Okay. Now, something else interesting. 10% of the net profit that we're all paying, including Jane and myself, all paying our subscriptions, 10% of the net profit will go back into projects. So we will be, as a community, we will be able to identify which projects have been started that maybe need a little bit of extra help, that we can see that we can actually contribute something financially to help with those projects. So we will be putting 10%, whoops, there goes my balloons. We'll be able to put 10% back into those projects. Also towards the annual project. So we'll be able to use some of the finances that are coming in to help us with that annual project, to buy paint or fencing, or to help maybe some of our members that you know, would love to be there, whatever it may be. But that's what that's about. Okay. And as I mentioned earlier to you, if you join now, you will be a founding member. And as I said, what that means is that you are there from the beginning. You will have your say. We will be asking polls and saying, what do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? We have these free webinars that are available. For example, we have Jane has a friend who is a vocal coach, and she would love to do a free webinar where we can maybe go and have some free vocal coaching and other such things. So we will be able to then put up a poll and say, okay, ladies, what do we want to see this month? And then we can make a decision amongst ourselves what it is that the community needs. So Jane and I kind of see ourselves as facilitators, and we are facilitating our community.
So that's the thing. We're very interested in what you have got to, what ideas you've got. We've got a few ideas as well, and so what we want to do is to try and get your input into these ideas. So some of the ideas are live events. So for example, we'd really love to have an annual conference, or at least one annual conference, where we all get together and we have a great celebration of all that we've achieved and we just enjoy ourselves. Other live events we would like to have are local meetups. So members who all live in a particular area could get together. And so I can see that those local meetups will start to happen fairly soon. And then also we've thought about having retreats, that kind of thing. Yay for retreats. I'd really like to go on a retreat to somewhere really nice and just, you know, chill and learn something new and help transform lives. So that's one of our ideas, live events. Another idea we've got is to add some new resources. So we've got our 20,000 videos, and there's some courses in that library as well from Right Now Media. But we've also, Karen and I have got a number of resources that we're going to add to the resource library. So some of these resources will be, some of our resources will be accessible free, and then other resources we'll need to pay for. And the idea is that someone might want to, whose business serves our community, might want to sell some of their resources on our community as well. And so that will be something that we'll be offering at some point soon. What else? Funding
a crochet course, Jane.
Yay, I think Anne could do that, definitely. Couldn't you, Anne? Thumbs up for that, I'd say. So yeah, funding opportunities. So we've got someone who works for our business who is going to be looking at finding ways to get more funding into our projects so that we can make more difference in the world. And so she's already exploring perhaps partnering with corporate partners who might be interested in supporting our projects. But we've also begun partnering with Plum Fund, who are a crowdfunding site, so that we can guide our members into setting up a Plum Fund project and asking for people to donate towards it. And so I'm sure that you will all have millions of ideas compared to us, and we have loads of ideas as well, so that's brilliant. And so what we're interested in is just finding out more about what your ideas are. Okay, so I just want to, right, okay, one of the things that we haven't mentioned yet is how to join. So I'm just going to move on to another slide here and say, I would just say that this is a really important thing for us actually. We've discovered recently that if you ever pay for anything on our site using an iPhone, then or an iPad, then they will charge us 30% of what you pay will go to Apple themselves. And that reduces the amount of money that we can put into projects. So we'd love to encourage you to pay on the web rather than pay on your iPhone, but by all means download the Apple app and enjoy using the Apple app to access the community, if that makes sense. So if you're already signed up, as Karen mentioned earlier, then in 1 week's time we will be making it so that when you try to sign in, it'll ask you to set up your payment. So that's what you can expect in a week's time. If you haven't already joined up, then what we're going to do is I'm going to give you an address to type in a minute, and then you can set up the account for payment. And the address is tiny.cc/WeShine. Now we've tried and tried to find a way of being able to make it so you could just click on that, but at the moment we haven't been able to find a way. So if you want to join and you've got no link to us on LinkedIn or on Facebook or us personally, then you need to remember tiny.cc/WeShine. And if you've got a pen, grab it now, because I'm going to tell you about that in a moment again. I'll go back to that. But I just want to show you that when you go to that web address, when you type it into your browser, then you will get this page up, and at the bottom it says choose a plan, and if you click on there, then it allows you to choose the plan, which basically there is only one of, which is $4.99 a month, and that will then take you through so that you can make payment with your credit or debit card. So if you've all got your pens ready, I'm going to go back to that address and tell you now to type in tiny.cc/WeShine, and that will help you to join up. Okay, so without further ado, we keep saying that, don't we? I'm going to pass back to Chelsea now to see if we've got any questions queued up, and also if anybody wants to ask any questions, we'll take them now.
Hi, so yes, we did have 2 questions that came through. The first one was from Charlotte saying, how do I create a project?
Okay, is that your question, Karen, or am I answering that one? What do you think?
Well, shall we bring Bernie in?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great question, by the way, Charlotte.
Hi. Okay, so what you need to do is on the How Bright Can We Shine platform, you need to contact either myself, or if you can't reach me for some reason, then either Jane or Karen. And then I will send you a list of questions. And you will then, once you've answered those questions, you've got your name, your title for your project, and you know exactly what you want to do, then I will set it up for you.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Hope you've got a great idea for a project, Charlotte. That'll be brilliant. Looking forward to hearing about all the projects that people have got ideas for and kind of supporting you. Okay.
Did anyone have any other questions related to creating a project or around the project before we move on to the next question? Give it a second.
Yes, please. Can I ask, the crochet project that you've got going at the moment for making, is it making blankets for the home in Africa? I just wondered how it all came together. How do we get, what do we crochet first of all, just little squares that we all put together? Who puts them together? How do you get them to the place? Who organizes all that? Where do we start, basically? Keen to get on, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a really good question, Alan. Thank you for asking it. So I'd say, shall I take that question, Karen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing about the about this community, is that we don't have all the answers, and just as we started the community without all the answers, we don't have all the answers for projects either. So the idea is that that the project starts and people start trying to get ideas for those answers. So, for example, when we take that crochet project, Anne,
yeah,
I understand because you're in Staffordshire and Kate is in Southern Africa, and then other people might join. And how do we get all those little squares, if we're crocheting squares together to make a blanket? And I think the answer is we don't know. But for example, I could think that perhaps we have some people in Staffordshire crocheting blankets and some people in Africa crocheting blankets, and you can perhaps share patterns and show each other what you've done so far. And I know there are some blankets, I'm amazed to find out with crocheting that there are some blankets, the whole blanket is made in one piece, which is just mind-blowing to me. Wow, I know my daughter got one for Christmas and it was absolutely beautiful. And so all those can be, it doesn't have to be even given, the blanket doesn't have to be given to the elderly people if you don't want. It could be just the money is raised and donated, and maybe the elderly person who's helped create the blanket might actually be keen to, might already have a charity they want to give the money to. So actually the answer is that there's no definites either way. It's just what the team create together, if you like. Does that answer the question, Anne?
Yes, thank you. That's good.
Yeah, so I think probably one of the things that needs to happen for you and Kate is that you two need to have a meeting, and that's what are we doing, Karen, to help people to actually be able to meet up on the line together?
Yeah, well, within the group, you can actually send a message. You can direct message one another. So, and if you have an opportunity, I know you've commented in the group. If you also sort of find Kate, if you go to members and look for Kate, and then just sort of click on her and send her a direct message, then hopefully she'll be able to answer you, and you know, you can get that conversation started.
Okay, lovely.
So very excited to hear about that. That
sounds exciting, Anne.
Thank you.
Quick comment. If you did want to send over a crochet blanket or anything to Africa, I will be going there in April. I'm in the UK now, so I could take it with me if you like.
If you can get it finished, then.
We'll have a chat on the app and everything and see what we can organise, if that's the way that you'd like to do it.
Now that's a really good example, because I don't know whether, I know Chelsea's thinking she might start crocheting, but if she doesn't, she can still join that project, and she can still make a difference to that project with even if she's only got a little time, you know, she can offer to help in some other way. So that's the idea about the projects, that it doesn't have to be that you do the thing that the project's all about. You could just be a project manager, and you might be really good at that, and you could just go in and help, or maybe, you know, maybe you're a lawyer, and half an hour a month of your time is just going to make a big difference to a particular project. So there's lots of different ways that we can all help, no matter what we've got to give, if you like.
Okay, thank you.
Great. So the next question that we had was from Michelle, saying, will you have some life coaching webinars?
Karen, do you want to answer that, or shall I?
Go. This is up your street. I'll let you answer that one.
Wow.
It's a shine up question.
I love that question. I love it. And the answer is, if you want some, let's have some. Let's do it. What do you think? Let's do it, and we can either put a project together to do it, or probably better to put a resource together. And so what we would do is we could create some regular meetups and just do a bit of life coaching with people. Yeah. And I'm absolutely certain that we're going to have some life coaches who join the community, who'll be offering life coaching as well as part of the resources. So yeah, let's do that. Sounds great. So that's a great example of a founding member making a difference already with
Sounds
ideas.
great.
Thank you, Michelle.
Great. Any other questions about that, Michelle? Was that your question answered? Happy?
Yeah, fine. I just thought it'd be a great way for everybody to come together and, you know, get a bit of inspirational sort of life coaching together and have a chat together, grab a coffee.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Online coffee. I think there should definitely be
online coffee meetings.
online coffee meetings, and just to gain some inspiration and get you excited, because that's what we need in our lives, especially
Sounds great.
And miserable, yeah.
I love it. My head's going like that. I'm thinking, I know so many life coaches. If they became members now, we could just ask them to guest star and do like a guest meetup every week, different ones.
It'd be great.
We could, you know, we could go to them and have them as life coaches if we wanted. Then that'd be brilliant. Thank you, Michelle.
Lovely. Well, those were the two main questions we had. Shall we open up the floor quickly? If anyone has any other questions, either pop on and you can ask, or type in your questions if your internet is low. I know we had a couple people who had to turn their videos off because of the internet. So feel free to type in your questions now, or pop on and ask. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll be wrapping up soon.
Well, whilst we're waiting, I know that I had someone ask me a question the other day, which I thought I'd just maybe go over now, which was about a bit more about the resource library, and I was pleased to have heard the question, because it's a question that I had in my mind when we first met the people from Right Now Media and started looking at their resource library. So my whole life, my career has been about helping people to learn stuff, and sometimes that's been about training courses, sometimes it's been about running workshops, and quite a lot of the time it's been about life coaching. And so one of the things when I've got my training and development manager head on is that when I'm looking at a resource to help people to shine up, I want to know that that resource is good quality, and that the people who are on there are good quality people who know what they're talking about and are experts. And so, that was one of my questions. And Karen, you had something to say about the experts, didn't you?
Yeah, just that we've got some amazing people on there. We've got people like, when it comes to parenting and marriage, we've got people like Dave Ramsey, Chip Ingram, Les and Leslie Parrott. More familiar, I think, to our US audience, but they're still notable in the US. They're big speakers. On leadership, we've got people like John Maxwell, Patrick Lencioni, Marcus Buckingham, and Cheryl Batchelder. So they're all quite sort of forces to be reckoned with in their own industry. So yeah, that's just an example. I promise if you go in there,
so excited.
it's just
It's
mind-blowing.
I was so excited because one of the videos was from the guy who's like the CEO of Walmart. So I know who Walmart are in the UK because they own Asda, which I used to work for years ago. And then the other thing that I noticed was that one of the videos is by a woman. Oh gosh, and my head's gone. I can't remember her surname, but her first name's Anne. But what I know is that she created the biggest pretzel company in the whole world. So you will all know her. It's Auntie Anne's Pretzels or something like that. And so she's one of the people on there. And I just love that we can learn from all these people who've got loads of experience. For free. When I first found out about this library, I could hardly speak. I was that excited, and I just kept going, oh, how can it possibly be that we can do this straight away from the very start?
Yeah, very exciting.
That's worth.
And that's live as soon as we finish from here. When you go back into the membership sites, that library, in about the next 15 minutes or so, there should be a post coming up and you'll have access to go and to be able to access that resource.
Great. So we've had a couple other questions come through. One from Michelle saying, is the site only for women?
Okay, that's a really good question, Michelle. Jane and I have had a vision to impact 1 million women. So that is our vision. And we've been working with primarily, in fact, not primarily, we've been working with women for the last 3 years, helping women sort of through transition and all kinds of other things. So we are definitely passionate and have a heart for women. That does not mean to say that we are excluding gentlemen from our site, and they are very welcome. In fact, we've had our first gentleman join the site this evening, I believe. So
yay!
Yeah, we already have a guy in there. Yay! We need to list him in something now. We need to get him in a project.
Right, and then the other question was from May. She was talking when you were talking about the resources. She asked, "Are these people part of the community?"
Do you know what, May? I loved that question when it came because it was just one of those questions you think, oh, I've never even thought about that. They're not part of the community, but we maybe ought to invite them to be part of the community, didn't we? Because that would be absolutely awesome, wouldn't it? So thank you, May, for that idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
May says absolutely. Lovely. Well, that seems to be all the questions that came through. I'm still watching see if anything else does. Otherwise, I do believe we've been going for 45 minutes. So I think if you guys have any final comments or anything, start wrapping up for the evening.
Yeah, well, we've got, I want to just say thank you so much all for watching. Oh! Someone has just
And on the side.
Come and sit. Look at my champagne. Very lovely.
Oh.
Okay.
Just sat like a dog.
The dog's got, come and look at this dog. Look, this dog. He's got his bow tie on. He's a special boy. He's stumpy.
Okay.
He's got his bow tie on. So yeah, here's to our new community. This is my daughter. Hello. This is my husband.
Hi.
The rest of my family are all at work. So yeah, cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the community.
Cheers.
We'll see you on
do
the other
this,
side.
girls.
Good one,
Let's do
Chelsea.
this.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, let's do this,
Yeah.
ladies.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Good evening.
Yes, have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.